Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Riley from the Goosebumps guys, and today I'll be doing my Werewolf of Fever Swamp book review. My hair's a little wet right now because I just got out of the shower, but without further ado, let's move right into our first category, the blurb. Okay, so now I'm going to read the blurb. What big teeth you have. There's something horrible happening in Fever Swamp. Something really horrible. It started with the strange howling at night. Then there was the rabbit torn to shreds. Everyone thinks Grady's new dog is responsible. After all, he looks just like a wolf, and he seems a little on the wild side. But Grady knows his dog is just a regular old dog, and most dogs don't howl at the moon, or disappear at midnight, or change into terrifying creatures when the moon is full. Or do they? Reader beware, you're in for a scare. Anyway, that's all said and done for the blurb, so now let's move on to our next category, the book. Okay, so now some things about the book. It is the 14th book in the original series. It was published December of 1993. It has 123 pages, and the author is R.L. Stine. And the catchphrase thingy right here, not sure what it's called, but it says, "Who's afraid of the big bad wolf?" Not the best one, but it's okay for a werewolf story. So now let's move on to our next category, the positives. And now for the positives. Now the positives are the cover art. I think the cover art's amazing. I think that the color scheme matches really well. It matches the cover art perfectly because it's got the, I want to say that's a dark blue color, which matches the blues and things in here, the dark colors, and then also the green obviously matches the green. Really good story. I enjoyed it a lot. I think that if you have it, you should definitely read it if you haven't already. It's a very fun story. It's one of the most iconic Goosebumps books there are, besides Night of the Living Dummy, obviously, and One Day at Horrorland, which I will do book reviews about eventually. Which I think my next book review is going to be One Day at Horrorland, probably. So look forward to that. But anyway, that's really pretty much all about the book. It's a really fun book, and now let's move on to the negatives. Okay, now for the negatives. There wasn't many negatives except for Grady's family because they were very annoying. They kept blaming the dog on things. Like, they kept blaming things on the dog that was kind of stupid. Like, the rabbit they found outside, they blamed on him. Like, they found a bunch of dead animals and they blamed it on the dog, which there's a bunch of creatures in the swamp, so I don't understand why they would blame it on the dog specifically. But it's pretty much it. That's the only negative is Grady's family, but they weren't even really that bad, so not many negatives. Very nice book. Let's move on to the next category. For the next category, book versus TV, where I tell you differences between the TV adaptation and the book itself. So I have a list right here about differences, so I'll go ahead and read them off to you since there are many. In the episode, the dog is named Vandal, not Wolf, which is his name in the book. So in the book, the dog's name is Wolf, not Vandal. The character Cassie isn't in the episode at all, but she is in the book. So in the book, there's a character named Cassie, and she is not in the episode, which was an odd choice. But moving on, the episode reveals that Will killed the Swamp Hermit's wife and children, while the book does not. The Swamp Hermit is implied to have been killed by the werewolf in the episode, while he survives in the book. In the book, Cassie believes in werewolves and that the Swamp Hermit is a werewolf. In the episode, Will is the believer and tells Grady that the Swamp Hermit is a werewolf. And also for the last one, this is the longest one. The ending in the episode is slightly different from the book. In the book, Grady transforms into the werewolf and runs into the swamp with Wolf. In the episode, Grady walks outside and suddenly howls at the moon, but the viewer doesn't see this transformation. The viewer doesn't see his transformation, sorry. Though it is highly unlikely he even transformed, since Will did not bite him at all. So, there you go. Episode fun fact. In Grady's room, there's a skateboard featuring the mask that is on the cover of the Haunted Mask. That's in the episode. And that's really it for the book versus TV. A few differences, but not too many. I would rate the episode probably a 9 out of 10 for how close it is to the book. There's a few things they could have done differently, but I think it's a really good episode. It's a 2-parter episode, so it's 40 minutes long. It has an R.L. Stine intro, so some Goosebumps episodes have an R.L. Stine intro where he comes out and he talks to the viewer and things like that. but that's only for a certain, like a select few of episodes. So that was one of the episodes. Really cool. I recommend seeing the episode and reading the book. Doesn't matter which one you do first. You don't have to read the book first or anything because it's the same story. So without further ado, let's move on to the final rating, and that will be the end of this book review. For my final rating, I'm going to rate it a 9.5 out of 10 because it is a very fun book. I love the cover. The story is a really good story. It's one of the most iconic Goosebumps books, and that's pretty much it. 9.5 out of 10. I think that that's the rating it deserves. There are some things that could have been better, some things that were really good. So not a perfect 10, but almost. That's the end of this book review. Next book review will be One Day at Horrorland, so look out for that. I will have updates on that on my Instagram. I just posted a bunch of thumbnails for upcoming book reviews that I will be doing. So I'm going to be doing a lot before the end of the year. So next month, I'm going to try and do a book review like every week, I should say. Next week will be One Day at Horrorland. I think that's the one that I want to do because I've already read that book. I just need to review it. So One Day at Horrorland should be the next one. So anyway, I hope you have an amazing day. And without further ado, see you in the next one.